Well, here we are. It's 3:58 a.m. and we are at the airport where they don't light up the flowers anymore. And I just dropped off here. The night was mostly slow. It was mostly quiet out there and not all that much going on. And I did a lot of sitting and watching videos, and I did more sleeping than that. I did a fair amount of sleeping, a lot of sleeping. Every time I would drop off a fare, I would go back to the parking lot, and I'd turn on the video, and I'd fall asleep. Several times I fell asleep. I slept most of the morning hours, except for the time when I was driving somebody somewhere. And that wasn't much of the time at all. So I should be well rested, but I'm still yawning. You can see that light up in the sky there. That's the full moon. It's a full moon. Maybe that's why I was so tired. Anyways, I've got about 2:20 on right now, and I got 2 hours left to work, so at least I'm making a profit. Making about $120 profit right there. That's not too bad. For a slow night, it's okay. Guess I'll head back to town. And tomorrow's another day. Well, guess where we are now. We are at the airport, and it's already a traffic jam. A minor traffic jam. They have not lit up the flowers. No, they have not. There they are. Right there. And the moon is almost full behind that. I think it's got one more day to go. And let me just turn the brightness up a little bit of that. There we go. So we are at the airport. It is now 4:08 in the morning, so I've got a couple hours left to go. The night started in such a way that it was really quiet, and I sat in one place for, quite a while. I guess maybe half an hour or so. And then my first customer walked right up to me and got in. And I took her up near the university. And I went back to the same spot and got another customer who was going up near the university, which was really good. That makes 2 in a row. And then I had a few calls, I had a few trips, and a little later there was this other woman who walked right up to me when I was in that one spot. And she said that she had just called. And I asked her, really? You just called? What are you doing, you fucking idiot? Guy's passing me or trying to pass me. I don't know. He's impatient or something. So, and I said, well, let me find out. And I called our office, and he said, yes, we have one coming. And the other cab showed up, and she got in. And, okay, I don't care. It wasn't my call. She said, can I get in if I just called one? And I said, well, if I'm not the one being sent, then I can't do it, because I'd be stealing the other guy's fare. Anyway, whatever. And then one of my regulars called to go for a drug run, so we went downtown for a drug run. And after that, not much happened for a while. This was already 2 in the morning or so. At around 3 o'clock I got a call. And the guy was a grouch. He was terrible. He was complaining that it shouldn't take 20 minutes for a cab to get to him. I said, hey, you know, I came as fast as I could from where I was, and it was only about 3 or 4 minutes. And he said, well, you guys are dispatch, what is it you guys are doing? I said, look, I don't know. I'm only driving the car. I don't know anything about what dispatch is doing. I don't know what anything else is happening, but, you know, if they're being incompetent, that's not my fault, you know. Anyway, the guy was ragging on me for everything. And then we got to the end. He says, how much do I owe you? I said, well, it's $9.20. He gives me a 5, a toonie, and a few nickels and dimes. And I said, well, that's not enough. And he says, well, I don't feel like I should have to pay the whole thing. And I don't want to break a bill. He was being difficult. Anyway, I managed to get paid the exact amount. And now it's about an hour later. I had one that went to the airport. So now I'm all right. I'll be back tomorrow. I don't think anything too much exciting is going to happen between now and 6 in the morning. It's been a slow night. And I'm just got a call. I've got about a little over 200 on. It has not been a good Wednesday night. It has been quiet. Now I'm being sent out to the vicinity of the airport to pick up somebody 24 minutes from now. I will just make it. I had to look up the street in a map book because I'm not familiar with all the streets out there in Sydney. So I'm heading to this place, and I'm really going to be choked if, after having not a great night, I have to take this person to the airport, which is like 3 minutes away. That will really piss me off majorly. We shall see what happens. Do you want to talk about inefficiency? Do you want to talk about a major piss-off? Well, I'll tell you. Get me away from here. It's making me sick. At least you can see the flowers. At 5:10 in the morning, I got sent out to a neighborhood that is $8.80 away from the airport. It took me 22 minutes to drive out to that place, at that neighborhood, and pick up two guys who were going to the airport. Now, in the morning hours, there are always cars dropping off at the airport. They could have snagged one of those cars to come and get these two guys who are just a few blocks away from the airport, instead of sending me to a time called 22.9 kilometers away to come all the way out here for $8.80. $8.80, that barely covers my gas to get out here. I am choked. I am livid. I am pissed off. This is the biggest bullshit I've ever seen. I have no more to say. One could say that I've had an exciting night. You couldn't tell it by waiting here for this traffic light to change, but I'll tell you all about it. I came out to work and I had a string of shorter fares. The fares were okay, but you know, they started out in the $15 range, and they went up to like, or they went down to the $7 or $8 range. And it worked out that I had my expenses on by 11 o'clock or so, 10:30, 11 o'clock. Now it's 4:35 in the morning, and you know, it's the 1st of June. It's the Friday morning, so the Thursday night is the shift that I'm talking about that just went by. I had a break, shall we say, at about 11 o'clock. And just after 11, I got a call. That call was at the 5th Street Bar and Grill. I went to the 5th Street Bar and Grill, and I called the number, the phone number of the guy who had called for a cab. I got an answering machine saying to leave a message. Some girls came out of the bar, and they opened the door and asked me who I was waiting for. And I said, I'm waiting for Bill. She said, oh, that's not me. A cab from another fleet came up behind me, and the girls got in it, and they drove away. I called the number again, got no answer, just got an answering machine again, asking me to leave a message. I saw another cab come up behind me. People came out the door and got into it. I sat there with my top light on, and I didn't have a customer. So I went back to the spot where I usually go and sit and wait. I got a call to the Loft. The Loft is a bar on the gorge. I went there and called the number. Somebody answered the phone but didn't talk into it. I could just hear people talking in the background and somebody playing a guitar a little bit. So then I hung up on that, and I figured, oh, they must be inside, and that's what I was hearing. So I went inside. There goes a raccoon. Went under that truck. I went inside, and I was greeted by a voice telling me, we're closed. And I said, it's taxi for Lee. They said, there's nobody here, we're closed. 2 in a row. So I went back to my spot that I'm going to go to now, because it's a new spot. It has excellent Wi-Fi, and what's nice about it is it's right across the street from the Uptown Mall. That is the Uptown Mall right there. And there's always people coming out of the Uptown Mall, or there's people getting off a bus at the bus stop right here. And I'm sitting right there, right next to the Bank of Montreal, whose sign is half lit. And right here is the spot where I sit. Right here. Right inside there, you can maybe see, if you look at you see where the number of the building is? It says 3453. Now, if you look to the bottom left corner of that window in which the 3453 number is, there's a blue light. I think I might be able to, yeah, I can zoom in on it. Let's zoom in on it. See that blue light at the center screen? That is the Wi-Fi. That is the Wi-Fi on the ceiling. And that is where I get my signal to watch videos and to do stuff with my phone. And anyway, That's where I do that. So what happened after that was I was sitting here and this woman taps on my window and she says, "Can you take me to Langford?" I say, "Well, most certainly, sure, let's go to Langford." So I take her out to Langford. It's a $30 fare. Very good. After that $30 fare, I'm coming back in towards town, but I get pinged as I'm going past the Victoria General Hospital. And there's a girl there going out to Langford as well. That's another $20. So 30 and 20. That's 50 right there. Then, what happened after that? I don't believe much. Oh, yeah. Okay. I get called to a house nearby. And at that house is the girl who lives there. She's a hooker. And then there's the guy who throws his money around freely. I get him in the car, and he wants to take his brother home. He takes his brother home. He goes past his mother's house so that he can take a piss on the way. And he takes his other friend out to Sydney. That's out near the airport. So by the time we're out, we've driven around and we've parked waiting for him and stuff. And we drop the friend off in Sydney. And on the way back, we end up going back to the hooker's place for $138.70. He gave me $200. "Is that enough?" he says. "Oh, that's fine, thank you. Thank you very much, I appreciate that." Then he said, "Can you come back in 20 minutes? I said, "Okay, if I'm not doing something else." He said, "No, you don't understand. I want you back in 20 minutes. I said, "If I can, I will. You understand, I might have something else to do." Anyways, I just made it back here. It was, 7 or 8 minutes. And I was just starting to watch a video. And sure enough, there it was. My phone rang again. And it was a call to go back and get him. I went back and got him, picked him up, and he went to his place, which is a condo building, and he likes to go in the underground garage and park down there and get out there. But he wanted to talk to me for about 20 minutes, and he was just talking to me about stuff. Yeah, this guy is he pays really well, but he's psychologically intense to deal with. Most customers are very easy to deal with. This guy is, if you say one word out of place, or if you say one word a little different from exactly what he wants to hear, it's a challenge. It's a challenge. Well, we sat there in the underground garage for another 20 minutes, and he gave me another $20. I could have kept the meter going longer, but I just shut it off. But he'd already given me like a $60 tip on the other fare, so it was okay. Then I came back here, got another call, and just finished doing it. In the morning, I've had, since 11:30, I've had 2 dispatch calls. But I made 50, 250, 270, and how much was the last one? About $285, and I've had 2 dispatch calls. Yeah. It's been a good morning. The whole night was over 400. I think it was about $440, $470, something like that. I don't know exactly. but it was good, very good. Anyway, that's it for the Thursday, and we still have Friday to go. Talk to you sooner. I was so busy, and at the end I was so tired that I forgot to record a segment for the taxi vlog. So here I am doing it after work. And what happened is that I slept in because I was tired from the Thursday night after dealing with everything I dealt with there, and I slept in, and I had as soon as I got to work at 7:15, I was busy. I was so stinking busy that I had six $50 hours in a row.
Wow.
So by 1:15, I had $300 on.
Oh, recording it. Sorry.
That's okay. That's okay, Mom. I'm also on Google Hangouts with my mother while I'm recording this, so she's gonna make some comments here and there as we go along. If you can hear her, great. If not, that's fine too. So, yeah, I was so busy, and then it kind of went flat. It kind of died right down, and from about 1:15 till about six, no, till five. I made $100 in those 4 hours. It was so slow. I went to sleep like 4 or 5 times. And then in the last hour between 5 and 6, I started getting busy. I think I did 4 trips in that hour. So the grand total was like $420 or something like that. It was an average Friday, but all of it was at the beginning and none of it was at the end. So yeah, I hope yours is better than mine.